Hvala. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Niš in Serbia. I'm about 160 kilometers away from Sofia in Bulgaria, in the southeastern part of the country. And today we're just going to jump straight into the video again, just like the last one. But first, if you would like to check out my two previous Niš videos, yes, this is the third one, in addition to my Belgrade videos and the Sarajevo one, you can do so by checking out the link up above. Today we're going to be exploring more of Niš's almost unexpectedly incredible history. I'm at the former site of the Red Cross concentration camp. So this camp was the first Nazi concentration camp that existed and was in operation in the former Yugoslavia in the early 40s. And from what I understand, over 30,000 Serbs, Jews, Roma people were taken here and were housed here, and around 10,000 of them were killed at a separate location that we're going to go to later. I understand most of the men were shot and the women and children were taken away in gas vans and gassed. We've all heard about gas chambers in Auschwitz, etc. These gas vans were like mobile gas chambers. Utterly horrific. There's a door here. I think we have to pay, but I don't know where. Yeah, it's open Tuesday to Friday, 10 till 4. And Saturday, Sunday, 10 till 3, closed on Mondays. So I'm in the museum part of the concentration camp. A guide lady did tell me a lot of information before I got in here. I'm not allowed to film, but what can you do? So there's a big building here that was actually like an army building pre-war that the Germans kind of used as the place to house prisoners. Yeah, it's weird to be in a building like this, you know, where such monumental historic events occurred. An interesting point about this camp is on the 12th of February 1942, that's my mum's birthday, not 1942 though, it was the first camp where people actually escaped and were successful. Not all of them were successful, many of them were killed. But there's a list of all the names there. There's actually the main street that the bus station's on, Boulevard 12th of February. I wondered why it was called that. Now I know. I think even the most hard-faced person would fail to not be affected by coming to somewhere like this. When you see photos of people that were actually here, that were killed, it really makes you think for a minute. All the names in this room are people that were killed at this concentration camp. But it's not all of them, because when the Germans left, they basically destroyed everything. So this is purely a selection, really, of the people that were killed. That's somewhere we're going in a little bit. Some of these quotes on the wall are quite horrific. This one's about the families of the people that were detained here were able to come to visit, to bring parcels and things, but if they came too close to the fence, they would be shot. Up on the third floor, this is where it starts to kind of feel more real, you know? So these are cells, obviously. Number 18 is open. I mean, look at the size of it. Tiny. It's just unimaginable. Obviously that was one of the armbands to identify people as Jewish. Outside you've got these tall, high walls around the periphery and these towers, which are always quite ominous. I've been to Auschwitz and Sachsenhausen, that's near Berlin, and it's the same, obviously, guard towers, watchtowers. The outside wall apparently wasn't built until, I believe, after the escape attempt. It was just like a wire fence before that. And similar to in Auschwitz, there's a place where up against a wall people were shot. You know, I don't know if those holes in the wall behind are a result of that. But yeah, those towers, I think they're a sign of that ominous misery and horror. One thing you do notice as you sort of walk around the outside bit, there are buildings with original lettering on. So obviously it was run by the Gestapo, and the main sort of ticket office bit is actually the old guard house, so like Vaca, with the swastika and the SS symbol. You have the Kuka, the Lager Kuka, and an eating room, S-Raum, dining room. And yeah, overall I think it's just a very somber, reflective experience, something which we should all do. Like I said before, this sort of thing isn't a tourist attraction, it's not something to be excited about, it's somewhere to learn, and learn about something that's incredibly important in all of our histories. And we're going to continue that now by going to our next spot that I just mentioned before. It's Bubanj Memorial Park. But first, we're back in the centre of Niš. I did say in the last video we're going to have a bit of a smattering of history and food, so it's time to break up this video with Palačinke, basically a pancake. But I'm so excited to eat this because I've heard a lot about it. So I have the Kluzzo mix. Kluzzo is the place that it's called, that's the name of it. Look at the size of this thing. Basically, inside it has Krem, which is a bit like Nutella, banana, Kikiriki, which I have no idea what that is. It looked like another biscuit kind of thing. What else has it got? Caramel topping, brilliant. And also banana, can you believe it? Right, we've got people in the background. Hi Hans. I just realised I totally messed that up because I said banana twice, but also it has plasma, that's what I meant to say. Plasma biscuit. You know I love Nutella with plasma in it. This is plasma on another level. I don't want to shout. I feel like shouting, but that's amazing. It's a bit like a banana split, if you know what I mean, but with chocolate and biscuit. That's heavenly. The plasma and the Kikiriki, whatever that is, gives the Krem a bit of a bite. Krem is like it's like Nutella, but it's like a lighter brown. You can sometimes get it in like normal chocolate and white chocolate, I think. Ginormous. I've walked up high above Niš to Bubanj Memorial Park. There seem to be numerous entrances. I'm just walking through a random hole in the woods. Let's see if this works out. Come on! Come on! There we go. So I'm walking through the woods. It's hot, as you would expect. It is late July right now. I have no water. What a surprise. So anyway, this park, Bubanj Memorial Park, as I said, it was where a lot of the people, the prisoners at the concentration camp, were taken to be shot, and there's a huge monument there which we're going to check out in a second. Again, a very important place in terms of history in Serbia. Okay, I can see my target ahead. I am being bitten by mosquitoes left, right and centre. That's a small price to pay. Ahead of us in the distance we have some rather brutalist obelisks, clenched fists reaching from the ground. This really is something symbolic, this stone and concrete structure, very brutalist and imposing, monolithic, all those words. And three of them together, as I said, clenched fists coming out of the ground. Men, women and children, that's who it's meant to symbolise. And I think they're like slightly different heights as well. I'm not sure. It really is quite a view to like sit here and contemplate with. You know, you've got these structures in the middle there, the clouds in the background, look at them, fluffy, huge clouds, and in the foreground you have these like purple, I don't know, what are they, like lavender type colour, I don't know, but, and then I go silent for a second. It's very peaceful. It's, you know, it feels like there's this mix of peace and tranquility, and then behind this symbol of horrendous atrocity. By the way, this park is now like a recreational park, a bit like a lot of places that I've said about before. But the thing you have to remember is that you're walking on ground where 10,000 people were killed and were buried. I believe the Italians or something were forced to dig everything up when the Germans left. I don't know, but that's probably the thing that's kind of affected me the most today, I think. 10,000 people, just because of who they were killed here, shot. It doesn't bear thinking about. And I said before that this kind of thing, going to places like this, it's a sombre and reflective experience, even horrendous, atrocious. But you have to remember that your experience going to these places pales in comparison to the experience of the people who actually went through it. You know, you can't even imagine. It is unfathomable. It's the definition of unfathomable. And the thing I wanted to end this video with was I saw a video on YouTube. It was a UK chat show, and there was like this 20-year-old young guy saying that children shouldn't learn about the Second World War anymore because it damages their mental health. Unsurprisingly, I disagree with that, because I think, you know, when I was at school, we learned about Henry VIII, the dinosaurs, you name it, but that was donkey's years ago. We have to remember that the Second World War wasn't that long ago in the grander scheme of things. I said in an Austria video that I was born 37 years after the end of World War II. My dad was born in 1942, but now it's 30. Now I'm 38. I mean, so it's kind of double the amount of time since the end of the war. When you think of it like that, in that perspective, it wasn't that long ago. It's our recent past. It wasn't something that was thousands of years ago. It's something that I think humans are very much capable of today. And coming to places like this is a reminder. It's a way of teaching and educating people that those sorts of things can't happen again. It really has been an interesting time coming to Niš, because the history here is, as I've said many times, monumental. I didn't know Niš had this level of history. Now I do. So hopefully people will now have the same opinion or view of Niš in terms of its historical relevance as Auschwitz, as, you know, anywhere with, you know, well-known history in relation to the Second World War. So that's that for this video. I'm glad I walked off the Palačinke. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Catch you later. I went the wrong way. The lesson is, don't do YouTube when you're in the woods. It's that way I've got to go. To the left. To the left, to the left. Oh, shut up, David.